Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Ariah Jay podcast, episode 8 this time. And, of course, I am Ariah, and I am joined by...
Jay Wilson.
As usual, my usual co-host. Anyway, Jay, why don't you start us off?
Straight up having a stroke right now.
What's going on with you? How's your week been?
Oh, it's been a big week. What all did I do this week? How did the week start? Started with a Monday. Obviously, started with a Monday.
Depending on who you ask, that's heavily debatable. It could start on
either Sunday or Monday, but that's a debate for another day. But I think the first half of my week was really like bare bones, just the usual. Thursday, I had this crazy thing where I almost died. That was kind of scary.
Gosh, yeah, you mentioned that.
No, it was Wednesday, not Thursday. It was Wednesday, right? So I'm driving home, and I live on top of a really curvy mountain, right? And whenever you're driving up, like, there's all these curves, and you're literally doing this. You can ask Ariah. Ariah was, like, terrified of going around this curve, so it was really funny.
Yeah, as somebody who learned how to drive in a city and have driven most of my life most of the time I've driven was in a city, it's definitely a change of pace.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you have to get really used to it. But I of course I'm used to it because I learned how to drive on like the curviest fucking roads. Like, literally the curviest road around here is where my driving instructor took me to drive for the very first time.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's smart, don't get me wrong, but it was also terrifying because it's the first time I'd driven a car. But, you know, I'm driving up the mountain that I live on, and I come around a curve, and this huge-ass fucking semi-truck, I think it was like a Coca-Cola truck, honestly. Fuck Coca-Cola. This is why I drink Sundrop. Sponsor me, by the way. But I'm driving up the mountain, and all of a sudden I come around this curve, and the fucking semi's on my side of the fucking road. And, you know, I'm terrified for my life. Me and my little sister scream, whoa, at the top of our lungs because I'm blasting music like I always do. I think it was probably like a Lil Wayne song. I'm not really a big Lil Wayne fan. There's Mrs. Officer, that's the only good song. Anyway, I'm on to tangents already. But I literally avoided it by the fucking skin of my teeth, like less than an inch. Because I had to whip the car as fast as I could to as far on my side as I could while that motherfucker finally got onto his own fucking side. But I had a panic attack. Thankfully, most of the brunt, well, not most of it, but I think all of it would have been on my side. So even if we would have gotten hit, it would have just been me and my niece and my little sister who were also in the car would have been fine. But it's also terrifying, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, what else? I drove, and then everything was okay for that Wednesday. I think Thursday was pretty bare bones. Friday, I skipped school. Well, not really skipped school. There was snow, and my mom was like, hey, there's this crazy thing where I don't like it when you drive in the snow because you might not make it all the way back up, so I'm just going to leave you there. I was like, damn, that sucks. I think...
But not really.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of snow. I think I've said this already. Fuck snow. What did I do Saturday? I think Saturday was a pretty... bare bones regular day. That was yesterday. We're recording this on a Sunday, which is kind of weird. Patreon viewers get to see this literally the day after we record it. Which is
we've tried. Oh gosh, it's been a mess for me, which is why this has been rescheduled a few times. But I'll get into that after.
But I think yesterday I literally did like almost nothing. I think I took my little sister out on a drive with me, but that's about it.
Nice.
Went and listened to some music, drove some back roads. I like driving a lot. Excuse me, fuck. But today I went out to Hickory, which is about like 2 hours off. I went and I was with my friend Caitlin, and me and her, and then met up with my buddy Zach. I don't think they'll care if I say their names. If they do, then like that's not my problem. They're really great people, but we went and bought me some prom stuff, like what I'm gonna wear to prom, which is really cool. I'm gonna be wearing like this purple button up with like a purple tie and like a black blazer, and I'm gonna be wearing like my green glasses that I have. I'm literally gonna be like the most Joker aesthetic. I'm gonna be screaming about society all night.
I had a few colored purple shirts that I wore to various dances throughout the years, but.
Yeah, I like collared shirts. I like looking fancy every once in a while. I'm gonna have to get a haircut here soon, which is like my hair.
I pick a dress over a collared shirt any day. Like dresses are so much cooler.
I mean, yeah, for you,
and
but like
more
for
comfortable.
Me, I mean, it depends on the person. I'm comfortable either way.
Like the airflow.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair. I've worn a couple dresses throughout my life. I remember my ex-girlfriend used to make me wear dresses. Not make me, but she'd like throw dresses at me. I'd be like, fuck it, why not? And I just walk around school, and people just like, it got to a point where people really just like didn't notice it anymore. Like I by like the third or fourth dress, they were like, oh, I guess this is just Jeremy's thing now.
Yeah.
Well, Jay's thing, whatever. Everybody calls me different names. It's very complicated. It's very a bizarre situation.
Of course.
But I think that's pretty much the week. Today was whenever I went prom shopping, ran around for like hours. I went and like tried to find some more funny sunglasses, but then the place that I usually get them from is closed, which is unfortunate. But other than that, and I'm wearing aviators today, which is kind of weird, but my mom gave them to me like the other day, and I've been wearing them. Anyhow.
Yeah.
On to your week, I suppose, huh?
Oh boy. Okay, well, to start this shit, I'm gonna pull out some vodka.
Oh god. That must be a bad week, huh?
Got my shot glass. Got it all ready, because, you know, look.
Cheers, motherfucker.
Cheers indeed. Look at that water.
Tink. How do you not use a chaser? That shit's awful.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
I can't do vodka without chasers. Or like, I can't do shots without chasers.
Jay, are you incriminating yourself on the internet?
I suppose. I mean, what's the police gonna do? I mean, you think in my hick town there's motherfuckers on YouTube be like, holy shit, it's that one kid. Holy
Fair
shit.
enough.
Sorry.
And we already talked about how Jay doesn't really do it. So
I don't do it, but like the one time that I did, it was so fucking bitter. I had to use. I think I was drinking Sprite as a chaser.
That's fair. I mean, like,
I can't do just straight stuff, but I'm sure you've drank a lot more than I have, and
the first time I tried vodka, I liked it.
Oh,
I was like,
you're
I
a
don't
sick motherfucker.
But in any case, God, so my life has been crazy lately. Not just over this past week, but basically there's been a lot of issues with my dad, and he just kind of, left to go do something and then didn't come back for a while. There is, I don't know if I can get into this story because it's just a lot, but various things happened. He called. I spent over $600 on him, trying to help him because he guilt-tripped me into it, of course. I told him I could never do it again, and he said he's going to pay me back for it, but I don't know when that's going to happen, if ever. So I just kind of am accepting that I'm out of $600, and then I'm not going to help him again. But, like, he ended up stranded in some other city after he went down to Chicago to do something, I think for a Dead show. Then he ended up getting stranded in Grand Rapids on his way back up here, which is in Michigan. And I had to go down there, rent a car and go down there and pick him up and try to find it. Apparently his car got stolen at one point by some shady people. I don't know. It was a really shady story and experience. We ended up getting the car back. Everything was fine. But it was really shady. And there was just such a lack of communication there. That really pissed me off, and I've been really upset with my dad, and I never stopped being upset with him over this stuff. But that happened, and then we kind of got over it. And I'm like, okay, we're settling back into things. Everything's fine. And a couple days ago, my dad goes down to Ann Arbor to pick up my brother because he is high school age and he comes up here to visit sometimes. He leaves at about 2 p.m. This is Friday, right? Then a couple hours later, I'm like, it's weird that he's not back yet. I go to bed. The next morning I wake up. He's still not here, right? I talk to my grandmother. My grandmother apparently says that she lent my dad her card, by the way, to get gas and stuff. Her card got 4 mysterious ATM charges in the middle of the night. So she canceled her card. And it was like $240, by the way, an ATM charge that was taken out. So now my grandma's short on rent. And then... yeah, so she canceled the card. I went ahead and called my mom. My mom said that, yeah, they agreed that he wasn't going to go pick up Kai because my brother's name is Kai, because he was a little bit sick, but they agreed that, that he might come visit him and say hi and hang out for a second. And then she finds out, and then she tells me that she wasn't able to get in contact. Like he just never responded to her stuff after a certain point. He just kind of vanished. And she's like, no, he hasn't gotten back to me. What's going on? And then at that point, we're like, okay, what's going on? And then we eventually hear from him. He says that he took his friend to the hospital and spent all day there. Turns out that friend was tested positive for COVID, right? So he's been exposed to this person all day, who was tested positive for COVID. He hasn't gotten COVID before. I have twice. I have once Omicron recently, so I've got antibodies for it still, but still. Mm-hmm. But he calls. He's like, "Hey, so I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna sleep in the basement for a while. I'm gonna get tested on my way back, and I'm gonna try to figure this out and hope, And then he texts me. He's like, "I'm worried I might have it this time," and it's just absurd. But then, to make matters worse, to top everything off, on his way up here, his car breaks down. Apparently, the transmission went. So now none of us in the house have a car anymore. He's stranded up here with the rest of us. I have got no reliable way to get to work, right? We are stranded up here. Yeah. So I don't know. I've just been losing my mind all week for various things, and in communication with my work, I'm trying to figure things out. There's a bus system up here, but it's not reliable, and it's not good for every day. It's good occasionally. It's just a mess. It's a huge mess, and I'm trying to work on it, and it sucks. Everything sucks right now, and I'm really, really trying to figure things out, and I just can't help but be upset and, quite frankly...
Well, it's natural to be upset. There's no reason that you should be sitting here like, oh, everything's great, I feel great, everything's great, It's gonna be great, like it's okay to be overwhelmed by a lot of it, because it happens, shit happens. It hits the fan, and it feels like the whole world's falling down. I
just don't know what to do about it, I spent $600 on my dad recently, and so I don't have money. I've got some money, but I was saving up for a place in the summer, and now I'm short on that as well. And I can't afford to get a car. I can't, I don't know how I'm gonna get to work all the time. I mean, I could take the bus, but the bus, first of all, is unreliable in terms of when it gets here. So I'd have to be sitting outside for half an hour waiting for it to show up every morning. Then it would get to my work 2 hours before my first group, so I'd have to just kind of sit around for a while, doing nothing, right? Waiting for my work to start, and then of course that means I've got longer days because I'm there earlier, right? And then when my day is finally over, I have to wait outside for another half an hour waiting for the bus to get there to take me back home, which is another half-hour ride or something. And then I there we go. I added 2.5 hours to my day, and it's it's unreliable and it's not sustainable, and I just can't do it. Luckily, the people who I work for are fantastic people, and they are helping me with stuff, and we're in contact, and we might be able to find out solutions for things and stuff, but...
Well, I mean, at least you have that. At least the people that you work for are understanding and stuff.
Horrible. Everything sucks.
Yeah, trust me, I've felt it. It sucks sometimes.
That's caused some depression and some more than usual, and a lot more dissociative episodes than I usually get. And general, even more exhaustion than usual for some reason, which I didn't think was possible. Yesterday, I was sleeping all day. I was just so exhausted, and I don't know why. So yeah, that's kind of what's been happening with me lately. I've been all over the place. Yeah. I've been slowly going insane. It's been great.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just happy that I have some marijuana, because that's helped me a bit.
I mean, yeah, whatever helps you,
I know.
I think that sucks a lot. I hate that you're having to go through that, trust me. And I think yesterday was one of those days that everybody was kind of exhausted. Everybody that I knew was all sleeping all day. I'm not sure exactly what it was. I think it's probably just the air or something.
Yeah, it was just the vibe of yesterday.
Yeah, it was just yesterday's vibe, which is everybody's gonna fucking sleep. Because I took a nap for a while. All my friends were like, yeah, I've been in and out of sleep all day. It's been really fucking weird. And I'm like, yeah, I definitely feel that. I'm not sure what it was about yesterday, but sometimes it happens. And I know that's the most hick thing I've ever said. Oh, it's the air. Blah, dude, I don't know.
That's just fun.
Yeah, it's just certain superstitions I'm really it's not even superstitious, it just kind of is what I think about things, I'm one of those motherfuckers that whenever you have a knife and if you open it you have to close it, in my opinion. It just has to, because there's a thing that if somebody closes it that didn't open it, the person who opened it is gonna die. or like something
I've
really
never-
bad's gonna happen to them.
I've never heard of that superstition.
Have you never heard of that? Like if you open up a knife, then you have to close it, and if you don't close it, something really bad's gonna happen to you.
No, I've never heard that one. I've heard
it's like
plenty of
obviously there's like
superstitions,
superstition. That's something that I've known since I was really little. I got my hands on
Interesting.
a pocket knife recently, which was really interesting. It's really sharp.
Pretty
I just
cool.
need it for like work and stuff because I'm gonna be like working in places with like boxes, and opening boxes is so much easier whenever you have shit like that.
Oh, for
But
sure.
but that like superstitions like that are stuff that I grew up learning and stuff like that. You know,
What about the superstition where you have to hold your breath when you're passing a graveyard,
for sure.
or you'll get like possessed by spirits or something?
Yeah, I remember. There's this haunted. Actually, there was like an episode of Ghost Hunters that was filmed at this hospital. Like it's an abandoned hospital now, but that's literally like 5 minutes away from where I live.
It's pretty cool.
And we used to always hold our breath driving by it. I mean, at this point, I don't anymore. It's kind of like if I'm gonna get possessed, I'm gonna get possessed. But like you know, there's obviously superstitions that I definitely like fall to every time because I like to like do things, and like certain traditions that I always keep because it worries me that if I don't do it one time, something weird's gonna happen or something. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I mean,
I think-
like there's a lot of superstitions that I think are just fun to follow, like the whole knock on wood thing.
Yeah, knock on wood. Yeah, for sure.
Knock on wood. I gotta find something wooden whenever I say something that's could jinx something, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff like
Um,
that. That's like very famous and popular.
Yeah, my old math teacher said saying the word rabbit on the first day of every month brings good luck.
I've heard that one.
So now just because I say rabbit on the first day of every month,
Hell yeah. April Fool's
Um,
Day passed and I didn't do anything to fool
yeah.
anybody. I thought about it, but I didn't.
Reddit is still doing r/place.
Yeah, that's up till the 5th, right?
The midnight of the 5th in our time zone. So yeah.
Yeah,
So
cool.
all through the 4th until midnight.
I got stuff coming up this week. I'm going to 3 plays this week.
Oh yeah, 3 plays.
Yeah, there's one one's 9 to 5. I don't know if you've heard of 9 to 5. That's a play that Dolly Parton did. But you know, I live in the fucking Bible Belt. So obviously Dolly Parton is like I'm trying to do like the whole like praise thing, but like my voice
Yes.
isn't working because I fucked because I've been screaming all day. I was
boy.
like ah is what I was trying to do, but it just didn't work.
Yeah.
There's that,
Naturally.
and I'm going to see High School Musical, obviously. I'm just going to support the people that I care about that are still in that play. And I'm going to Seussical, which is like a Dr. Seuss show that
Nice.
I'm excited for.
You should report
Um,
next podcast about the
Yeah,
musical
I'm planning
year.
on doing a tier list on them all.
Yeah.
Being like, oh, I liked this one because of this, but also that one because of that reason. But this one could have done better on that, you know? I don't know. I'm going to that High School Musical and and it's just like I want them to still do okay. Like I'm not wishing bad things upon anybody involved. Because like for the seniors, it's the last show that they're ever going to do stuff like that. And I also just don't wish bad things upon
Yeah,
people.
of course. I hope it turns out well.
Yeah, I'm sure that
Like I
it's gonna
hope
do
it turns
great.
out
The new
well,
lead-
and I want it to turn out well. But like if it doesn't, I'm gonna laugh about it. You know what I mean?
That's fair. The new lead apparently is doing way better at it than I was. But he's got a lot more energy. But you have to have a lot more energy if you want to be there. I didn't really want to be there.
Yeah.
You know, but he's doing okay, and I know like a few of the seniors that are involved, so I'm really happy
Nice.
with that.
But
Excited
it sounds
to go
like
see what
it sounds
that's
like you
gonna
quitting
be.
was a good thing for the play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like they're doing a lot better, and I'm hoping that I don't like run into bad things whenever I go. Like if the theater teacher gets mad at me or something, like I'll just be like, "Hey, listen, it seems like things went way better after I left."
Yeah,
And,
we'll
like,
just be
I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sorry that I spent money coming here to see the play.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I'll
like
leave
if
you
she
want.
gets mad,
Give me
like
my
I'm
money
not
back.
do. That's what I'm saying. I'm not doing anything wrong by wanting to go see it and support people and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I'm still supporting the program, still just supporting all the stuff they're doing. Yeah, I got some stuff coming up. Like I'm going to on the 28th, which is actually my 18th birthday. I'm going to this for band. We're gonna be at this competition at Carowinds, which if you don't know, Carowinds is like an amusement park, and they run a music competition type thing where we get to take music there, and they like give us grades and stuff,
Nice.
which is weird.
Yeah,
It's gonna
that's
be
a
weird.
Thursday, right?
Excuse me. Yeah, it's a Thursday.
We're gonna have a video on the channel probably right before your birthday
That's pretty funny.
on the Wednesday.
Yeah, there's Wednesday, Thursday, and then that Saturday is prom.
Oh wow, busy week.
So I got very busy week. Every
End
week's
of
a busy
April.
week if you make it so, you know.
Yeah, and that's the end of April, and that goes into May. Because Saturday's the 30th.
Yeah, Saturday's the 30th, and that's when prom is. I've got so many things coming up, and I'm not sure exactly. I do a lot of things. I've
When's
noticed.
the last
I
day for
kinda-
seniors at your school?
Oh shit.
Because seniors usually leave before everybody else, right?
Not for us. I think we all leave at the same time. Well, we leave like maybe like a week before everybody else because like
Yeah.
we don't have. I think that's what it is. I'm
I
not
don't
sure
remember
exactly when that
if my
is.
high school was 2 weeks or 1 week, but it wasn't longer than 2 weeks.
It's not that long of an amount of time before everything else. But I think it's like the week before actual everybody gets out. I'm not sure exactly. It's gonna be weird doing like graduation and cap and gowns and stuff. I get my cap and gown on Wednesday, which is weird.
Ooh, nice.
I don't know what I'm gonna just put a bunch of pentagrams all over my cap. No, I'm just kidding. That'd be really funny though.
Yeah, I didn't put anything in my cap.
I'm debating it because like everyone else is gonna do a bunch of crazy stuff, so like why wouldn't I? And I still need to know what my fucking senior quote is because I think I probably need to have that by this week.
Oh gosh, my senior quote was from Watsky.
I love it.
Don't fall asleep yet, because contrary to popular belief, that's not where dreams get accomplished. That's my senior quote.
And the moral of the story is work. Work. It's just gonna be that. It's gonna be some dumb shit like that. I'm gonna like put a quote from a movie or something.
Pick a Homestuck quote, something Carcat said.
Yeah, I just go to your room, Dad.
Go to your room, Dad. That's your senior quote.
Imagine. Straight up, is a Lancer quote.
Lancer quote, yeah.
It'll be some dumb shit like that. Like, it's gonna be something that means a lot to me, but everyone else is gonna think it's just really fucking dumb.
Yeah. I love it.
It's gonna be like how humans. I'll do like the fucking SAO like a bridge thing where like he's fighting like the big boss and he's like humans are the fucking worst and how dare you make me care about them.
You have to censor that a bit, but
Well, yeah, I wish that I could fucking do that. My mom was like, you should do something dumb like Freebird. Have I ever told the story about Freebird on the channel before?
Freebird. All I can
don't
think
think
about
I
is
have.
Freebird Games, who did To the Moon and Finding Paradise. And
I mean, yeah, the To the Moon and stuff are great. But my story with Freebird is that back whenever I was in 8th grade, right? 8th grade me was a fucking, like, maniac. He had, like, blonde hair that went, like, it was like an emo haircut where, like, the sides were shaved and the top was long, but it all went to one side, you know? And it was just fucking platinum. Like, it was white. But I just, like, felt like I needed to do some crazy stuff. And I did do a bunch of crazy stuff, like I've talked about before. I literally had like a cult, Hail Jeremy, shit like that, was just fucking running rampant. But every time I walked out of a classroom, I'd scream Freebird at the top of my lungs. I'm not sure why I did it, but I used to do it all the fucking time.
interesting.
Obviously, like the Leonard Skinner song, I'm sure you've heard it. Everyone's fucking heard it.
Oh,
It's one of the most
that's
fucking.
what you're referencing.
That's where the reference came from, and I used to run around doing that all the fucking time. That's still one of those songs that if it comes on the aux, I'm fucking screaming. Like that's one of those songs that I'll never be able to not scream all the lyrics to. I'm such a fucking that's the most redneck thing about me is that I scream along to Freebird by Leonard Skinner. But the thing is, I used to do that all the fucking time, and it got to this point where at my 8th grade graduation, I was walking. I was walking around the day of like before that night because it was that night that we did it. We did it at this like college somewhere. But I was walking around and my science teacher was like, "Hey, I got something really special for you," and I was like, "What? Am I gonna get fucking shot?"
Jeez.
I mean, obviously, like, way fucking over-exaggerated. She's like, I got something for you tonight. And I had no fucking idea. I thought I was going to get murdered. I don't like getting murdered, it's not very poggers.
Not the most fun thing in the world.
But, all of a sudden, like, they give out a bunch of awards at 8th grade graduation here. I don't know if like, that's a big thing for other places. But around here it is. And I was sitting there in the audience because, like, we had the whole fucking 8th grade lined up in all these chairs. And I was sitting next to one of my really good buddy, Aiden. But we were sitting there, and my science teacher was the one giving out like the science awards and stuff. She's like, we have this really special student, and I was like, oh shit, no, oh no, because I knew that that's where that was going, and she was like, he always has this thing where he just yells "free bird," and I was like, where the fuck is this going? And she's like, I got this bird skull here for him, and I'm like, oh shit. I still have that bird skull somewhere in my room. It's like piled over a bunch of stuff. But dude, I literally she's like, you gonna come get it or what? And I literally run down there, fucking grab it. She had like a fucking case for it and everything. I lost the case at this point, I think. Damn. But literally, I like throw my hands in the air and scream, "Free bird!" And the fucking crowd goes wild. It's the first taste of being famous that I ever got. Because it was amazing. That's one of my favorite stories in the entire world. Like, and it's sad because I think my 8th grade graduation could be way better than my actual high school graduation. I think the vibe was just fucking there. Plus, like, there's just so much more drama now with a bunch of kids in high school and stuff. Like, it just like I feel like everything was a lot easier back then, which it was, honestly.
My graduating class was like 400 people, so. Mine's probably a lot bigger than yours, so...
Yeah, I think there's probably going to be like 150, 200 kids.
It was definitely more rigid, It wasn't super lenient. It was a ceremony. It was a process, so... My graduation... Because there's, again, 400 kids graduating.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was just, we all sat by our SLC, which, the whole school is kind of divided into 4 SLCs, or small learning communities. It was, diversity, integrity, academic innovation, and... Shit, what was the 4th one? Diversity, integrity, academic innovation, and... equality. They were the Hogwarts house colors, and was definitely a ripoff of the Hogwarts houses. In fact, our school crest kind of had, like, the Hogwarts house symbol, but it was, like, a little different. It was pretty funny. Yeah, that school was interesting. It had a lot of things. I was academic innovation, which I believe was the green one.
This is your high school graduation, right? Or are you talking your 8th grade?
High school graduation.
I thought you were I knew you were talking high school. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, there was 1,600 kids in the whole school, about 400 per grade. And the graduation itself, everyone was seated by their SLC. So I was in the academic innovation area. Basically, each SLC had a counselor, a group of counselors that worked with the students. And those counselors were the ones that, since they worked with the students all 4 years, they were the ones reading our names and telling us to come up, and then we'd shake the principal's hand and some people's hands and grab our diploma. So it was just kind of a ceremony where we sat there, and then people would call people's names, and they'd walk up and they'd grab things. People would clap, and they'd sit back down. And there was a cool little section for the teachers that graduated that year. Retired that year. There'd be like, these teachers are retiring. Let's give a hand to them. Let's have them all be, that kind of whole thing. But other than that, it was pretty boring. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, our graduations. Ours are a lot different. Ours is like, because we're such a small school, like everyone sits, like there's no like smaller groups, like it's like just like A to Z last names.
A to Z cheese. Yeah.
A to Z last names. I'm pretty sure there's no Z last names, but I'm sure at some point there will be.
There's the last name for every letter at my school.
Yeah, there definitely isn't here, but I think it's really funny because like the seniors, like, because like we're just sitting there and we're just waiting, like, as people's names are getting called. We're doing crazy shit. Like, people, like, buy air horns and beach balls, and they just fucking, like, while we're sitting there waiting, we're fucking just, like, throwing them around and shit.
Senior pranks. Good. Are you guys doing a senior prank this year?
I mean, I'm gonna do a senior prank. I don't give a fuck what anybody else has to say about it. I'm definitely gonna be doing some bullshit.
Yeah. God, I've seen so many senior pranks when I was...
Yeah, my old buddy, he we used to do it on the football field. I'm not sure where we're gonna do it this year, but like all the chairs were set out the night before, and one guy all by himself ran out there and rearranged all the fucking chairs to look like a dick. Literally all by himself. And he convinced everybody that it was like a bunch of different people, but it was literally like they all planned to do it, and he showed up by himself and he fucking did it all by himself. I'm not sure why.
Gosh, people have Oh god, I'm trying to remember some senior pranks from my high school. The entire student parking lot got toilet papered during the day. There was just TP everywhere.
Dude, I'm gonna do some crazy shit.
We were talking about so me and my friends had this idea for this prank that was like way too big for us to actually do, but it was a great idea. It was we would find a way to kind of have a bathroom or a toilet stall, right? That looked exactly like the school toilet stalls but wasn't. And then just like live stream like just the empty stall all day, right? And then people would be like, oh shit, somebody's live streaming one of the stalls, we gotta figure out which one it is, but it really is none of the ones in the school. So all day people are like, holy shit, we gotta figure this out before like somebody uses the stall, but like nobody's going to because it's just not a school stall.
That's so fucking funny.
And live stream it and like share it around and have people like be like, oh shit, have you seen this? And then teachers are like, oh god, this is a problem and have to figure it out. Other ones is, obviously we couldn't destroy school property or anything, right? But we had the idea of getting a whole bunch of Solo cups, right? A whole bunch of red like Solo cups.
Yeah, for sure.
Fill them up with water and just like place them on the stairs.
I love it.
So like if somebody else knocks it over, that's not my fault. There's just a bunch of Solo cups filled with water on the stairs.
Dude, I've seen shit like that where like somebody was like asleep and their roommates did that to them, and it's just like, how the fuck are you gonna get out of your room? It's like shit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like they filled half of them up with water and half not, and they just have to figure out which ones are which.
I've seen marbles poured all over stairs.
Dude, it's so fucking funny. I mean, it's fucked for the people trying to get up and down the stairs, but it's fucking hilarious.
Oh, senior pranks.
Dude, I'm so ready to cause problems before I'm fucking done. I'm
just
not sure
be
what
careful.
It's gonna be.
Don't do anything criminal to the point that you wouldn't.
No, I'm not doing anything illegal, but I'm definitely gonna do something that people are gonna fucking remember.
Oh, once somebody listed our school on Craigslist for a senior prank.
Fucking Craigslist.
Oh god.
Dude, I'm gonna do some dumb shit. Like I'm gonna fucking like. Probably like fucking like quote unquote graffiti, aka taking an expo marker out and just fucking writing all over every fucking board I can get my hands on.
Oh gosh.
Just write Rest in SoundCloud on every board and just see how fucking how fucking confused the whole fucking school gets. Like what the fuck? Only the kids that know me would know what the fuck was going on.
Hijack the school announcements.
Be like, hello students, I would just like to say I hope you all have a very Rest in SoundCloud day. And they're just like, what? Hope I have a what? Dude, that would be so fucking good. I wish I could do some dumb shit like that. I actually know the people who work in the office, so maybe I could get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a fun senior prank. I could just
be like, listen, man, I'm not going to say anything horrible. I just want to say something over the announcements.
I got one word for you. Rest in SoundCloud.
Drop the mic. Watch everyone who doesn't understand it have a fucking panic attack trying to figure out what the fuck I said. They're like Googling it and shit and just nothing's popping up.
Yep.
God, that would be fucking beautiful.
Oh, gosh, you just need like, one staff member in the office on the end, and then like teachers like don't have to know.
email every single fucking account on the fucking grid Rest in SoundCloud and see all of them have a stroke. Rest in SoundCloud, baby.
Oh, I bet I could figure out how to do that. Gosh, did I tell you that I hacked into my middle school's like account database and I had like I was at the screen. I didn't do anything with it, but I was at the screen where I could like change any account to be an administrator account or not.
Yeah, I remember.
So at the point,
this, yeah.
I was at the point where I could have made my account an administrator account or made a teacher's account not. Yeah. Because did your school make you take the NWEA?
Yeah. Wait, what's that?
NWEA is a computer test that the questions get easier if you get questions wrong, and they get harder if you get them right.
I took that, yeah.
Yeah, the NWEA. Yeah, so my school in New Hampshire, in order to take the NWEA, we had to go to the computer lab and sign in with a special account that was all set up for it, right? It was, NWEA, and like as all of us knew for being told when we had to take the NWEA, the password to that account was welcome, right? So I'm like, okay, does this account have administrator privileges? So when I'm on my personal account and I'm trying to make a change and it's like, oh, you need to sign in as an administrator to make this change, I tried signing in as NWEA with welcome as the password, and it just worked. So there, I had access to all of the stuff for the school. I could have changed any user accounts. I could have done anything with the network.
Dude, I remember
just by using the NWEA account.
I love doing shit. I remember I used to get in so much fucking trouble back in, like, 5th grade because, like, they'd be sitting there like, yeah, we're gonna do, like, IXLs and stuff. Like, you know what IXL is. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's it's like a website. It's a learning website. You throw, like, it's, like, a bunch of, like, math problems and, like, other stuff. We usually use it just for math. I know there's, like, other stuff there. I just never used it. But, like, rather than doing all my IXLs, you know, I'd be sitting there fucking around with an inspect element. Because why the fuck not? I'd be, like, changing the Google logo to the Pepsi logo and watching the kids around me have a stroke trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
It's really funny, yeah.
Dude, I used to cause so many problems. Not like...
I never used IXL, actually. I only know about it because the kids that I tutor use it. But I never used it. I didn't know about it until
IXL's the fucking worst and I hate it. I'm still having to use it at this point.
Jeez. Is it, like, relatively new? Like, did it only come out a few years ago?
I've been using it since, like, 6th grade.
Huh. Fascinating.
But, like, there's stuff like that. I remember I used to do a lot of stuff back in the day. I remember... Dude, there were so many fucking things. I keep forgetting elementary school and middle school even happened sometimes. At least the first half of middle school. Dude,
I overpassed
first half of middle school.
Memories.
Dude, because I moved to where I am halfway through middle school, and I always forget that the first half of middle school and elementary school happened, you know? But, like, I remember, like, I was making music with people back in, like, elementary school and stuff like that. I remember, like, I remember getting in trouble with teachers because I used to just sit there and fucking talk to them about stuff a lot. I remember fighting over, like, we used to fight over, like, YouTube usernames back in the day. Shit like that. It was really fucking dumb. Yeah, so anyway, I keep forgetting that the first half of middle school and elementary school in general happened. Sorry if there's, like, a weird cut there. My Wi-Fi does this crazy thing where it just fucking kills itself sometimes. But, like, I always forget that, like, the first half of middle school and elementary school in general. Like, I remember doing stuff like back in elementary school and middle school, doing stuff like running around with Inspect Element and confusing kids because, like, there was, like, a group of us, like, nerds who knew shit, and then there's a group of everybody else who just didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like, yeah. I remember that group of friends, we used to talk about making music a lot. We would make music a lot, like, finding, like, apps on our tablets and phones and shit. We used to sit in Skype calls together talking about stuff all the fucking time, even though we were, like, 10, so we had nothing really to talk about. I remember fighting over YouTube usernames with kids back then. Because, like, it's not like I was really uploading, but I remember doing a lot of shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, this one kid had Firefox as a username. And I was like, you know what would be really cool? Ice Wolf would be a really cool name. And then they yelled at me, and they were like, hey, that's, like, basically my name, but not. I'm like, shut up, you. I never asked for your opinion. And then I think we literally stopped being friends for a minute over that.
Jeez. Gosh, I did upload back then. It's crazy. I was 8 when I uploaded my first YouTube video.
Yeah, I had friends who were, like, uploading a bunch of music and stuff. Like, my buddy Will, he was fucking great. He's gotten a lot better since then, and now we just, like, send demos to each other sometimes. I don't know. It's weird whenever you're, like, growing up and you're doing stuff like that. You know, like, they learned how to play piano out of the band room there and stuff. God, I miss. For sure. I miss how easy everything was and how we didn't even need to be doing stuff like that. But we were just doing it because, you know.
Yeah, I feel ya. I have this weird relationship with my past in terms of, like, high school and before, about, like, how my life was so much simpler and easier, but I don't know, it's kind of a weird, like, longing, but, like, also Stockholm Syndrome. Like,
yeah, I'm not really longing for it, it's just weird to think about, you know?
Yeah. I'm just in a place right
Like-
now where just everything is so complicated that I want things to be back to where they were before things got complicated.
I remember getting very
Right.
lost in a bunch of media whenever I was really little. Like, I used to read all the time. Like, I'd be so fucking heavy into reading. I'm sure that I've said this on the channel somewhere before. But I had a permanent mark on my forehead, like, about, like, there. Where, like, it was just, like, my head would be on a table where I'd read. Because I didn't really, like, because I only had, like, 3 friends, I would, sometimes I'd be the only one there, and I'd just sit there and I'd just read. And, like, teachers would come up to me and be like, hey, are you okay? And I'd be like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just reading a book. I used to, like, read multiple books in a day type
Yeah.
shit. Like, I was fucking speed when it came to certain books, especially if I really enjoyed it, you know? And I was involved in stuff in, like Battle of the Books, where, like, you're supposed to read a bunch of books off a list and then you answer questions about it later on.
Yeah,
I don't know if everybody has stuff like that.
I liked reading, but only if it's a story I was interested in. I had a really hard time reading anything that I wasn't interested in. But like,
I had
for
the same
example,
thing.
the Percy Jackson series was fantastic.
series.
I think it was
Love it.
the first series that I like genuinely binge read and read the whole thing like super quickly.
For sure.
It was very good. I never ended up finishing the Heroes of Olympus series.
I need to get back into that. That was such a good startup to it too. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, for sure. Like
Rick Riordan, I love him.
I love Rick Riordan. Can you believe N didn't like Percy Jackson writing style?
I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I'm also disappointed.
Stupid.
Yeah. I mean, you know, they were more on the Harry Potter side, and like for me, weird. You know, like I know I'm the minority here, but I genuinely didn't really like the way Harry Potter was written. I didn't
that's a
like J.K.
weird take.
Rowling's.
I've never heard
I didn't
that
like
one
J.K. Rowling's
before.
writing style.
I've never heard that one before. That's interesting.
Yeah, the way it's written is I don't know. I wasn't a big fan. But I was coming from Percy Jackson, and like, still
The writing
like,
styles aren't that similar.
Oh, they're very different. Like, at the time, it was a lot harder for me to read third person than it was for me to read first person.
That
was a big thing. And Rick Riordan writes in first person. Harry Potter and the majority of fiction was written in third person. So those
Fair.
were always much harder just in general for me to read. And then I just didn't like J.K. Rowling's writing style on top of that.
Yeah, for sure.
But like I read all the Harry Potter books. I just, didn't like them as much as Percy Jackson or things like that.
Yeah.
But like nowadays, like I really, really, really want to get back into reading, and like I have books that I want to read, and in the very rare occasion where I can sit down and read them, I enjoy it. But it's like getting myself to do that because I always feel like there's so many more things I could be doing with my time because reading takes a lot of time.
Yeah. It depends on the thing. I used to be able to read like a fucking demon. Like I probably within my fucking like elementary school days, I probably read like 1,000 books or something. Like it was fucking blam, 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 blam. I was obsessed. I remember in like 6th grade, no, it was in 7th grade, I read it, which was like 1,000 pages. And stuff
crazy.
like that, you know? And I used to love that shit. Actually, I think it was more than 1,000. I think it was like probably like 1,200 or something. But I fucking love that shit. I miss being able to do that. The issue is now is that my brain runs so fucking fast, and like even whenever I sit there and I try to read, then my creative brain starts running. I'm like, I could do something cool, and then go start working on it. And it gets
You should try to read
sucks.
Space Boy.
I should definitely try Space Boy at some point. I keep thinking about it and keep failing miserably.
You too?
I haven't thought about
Really?
it since the last time you... I think the last time that you told me to read it was the last time that I tried it, which was like a couple years back, I think. That was back when you were working on like the trailer. I remember you were working on that stuff with Space Boy there for a while.
Oh, look at that.
I still need to watch... I still need to read it.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this, but like, I got into this because first of all, Teo recommended it to me, and Teo got me to read it. Teo actually bought me the first book. This guy right here, Teo bought me this one, and I read it in very quickly, one sitting, quickly to the end, to the point where then I bought the second volume, and then third and the fourth, and I got through the fourth or the fifth, whatever the last one was out at the time, and then I'm like, shit, I can't wait for these physical books to come out. And then I opened the Webtoon app, right? And this was like midnight, right? And these 10 books, by the way, are like not even a third of what's out currently.
Yeah.
So I sat there at midnight, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start reading from where I was in the physical book, but like on the Webtoon app. I start reading, and then a little bit later, I finish it, and I'm like, oh shit, I finished it. What time is it? Oh, it's fucking 6:30 in the morning. Oops.
Yeah.
It was just really addicting, and I really liked getting lost in a story because I hadn't done that in a very long time.
I love getting
I love the story of it, and it's like it's a graphic novel, but it's very heavy. Like it's good. It's got really good characters, interesting and dark themes. Like it's a very good series.
I definitely know I need to check it. I just keep forgetting that it exists. To be honest with you.
And then on top of that, Demon is another thing. This is by the same person who did Meanwhile, which we did that video on Meanwhile that one time.
I remember you explaining Demon to me at one point.
Oh gosh, Demon is a story. The first page has a headless guy on it.
Oh, that's sick.
The quote for her Demon says, "Bizarre, sick, funny, and more than a little depraved, all of which are part of its charm." Nerdist. It's
part of its charm.
It's an interesting story, but in any case, I don't know. I love it. I think it's fantastic. The protagonist is evil, so be prepared for that. The protagonist is very evil, but I love it. I love evil protagonists.
L from not L, Light from fucking Death Note.
Better protagonist than Light. But indeed, that kind of beat.
That kind of vein is what I'm meaning to say.
Yeah, for sure. Those are things that have helped me. I've been reading a couple other webtoons lately that are very good. One of them was...
People have told me to read webtoons, and I just keep not getting into
it's so nice because it's the scroll of social media mixed with like reading a story. Because it's just an infinite scroll.
Yeah.
Right? On your phone. It's so nice. Like the format is perfect for people who like consume a lot of social media and want to read a comic. Like it's the perfect format.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I'm reading one right now called I Want to Be a Cute Anime Girl, and it's the cutest thing ever. I swear, it's super trans, and it's just the cutest thing in the world. But I'm reading like 3-4 webtoons right now.
Nice.
And I love the format. It's one of the few things I can actually read these days.
Yeah, I've been reading.
I can just pick it up and read an episode, 5 minutes.
Yeah, I've been really into like biographies lately. I'm not sure why. Like especially not even biographies, just autobiographies, like ones written by the people themselves. Like there's this one from the lead singer of Red Hot Chili Peppers, Scar Tissue. That's one of my favorite things ever.
Most of those are ghostwritten though, but
I mean, but like not the ones I've been reading. Like these ones, like I can tell, like it's got that stylistic thing to them that like,
cool.
like it's them, you know, like it's giving details that I don't think somebody random could get their hands on, you know.
Cool, you don't see that a lot.
Like Anthony Kiedis did his. This guy Flea from the same band released one recently that I need to get my hands on. Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters did it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because like if it didn't have all those personal details and like their thoughts on life and stuff, I wouldn't be able to read it the same way.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like I understand that like the ghostwritten ones still give the same information, but like they don't give like their entire like perspective on it and stuff.
Yeah, it's less. You don't get the thought process of the person that it's about.
I love them explaining like stuff from their childhood and stuff. Like Dave Grohl talking about the fact that he learned how to play drums and like the way that he held his drumsticks was backwards because he thought it was better because it was louder that way. Or like, you know, Anthony Kiedis talking about how he met Flea back in high school because Flea played trumpet, even though Flea became one of the best bassists ever. He was playing trumpet at the time and stuff, you know.
Yeah,
like I love hearing little details like that.
Yeah,
and plus they give you a different perspective.
Me in my current state could never read a book like that. Like that's so much work. I would get distracted so easily.
I just love perspectives of people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like hearing how another person sees the world, so that I can add to my own perspective. I've always been like that. I'm not sure exactly why.
That's fair. Yeah.
I like gaining other people's perspective because it gives me more perspective, and the more perspective I have, the more like open of a person I am, and the more that I can see things. You know,
makes a lot of sense. It's really respectable.
I really like knowing as much as I can about different subjects too, so that like, especially like things that I don't like understand. Like I love grasping onto those things and understanding them to the best of my ability that I can, especially if I haven't experienced it. You know, that's why like whenever people started telling me about like LGBTQ stuff, I started like researching heavy, and like going through a bunch of stuff because I didn't feel like I needed to force other people to explain everything to me all the time, stuff like that. And I understand that people wouldn't mind if I asked them about it, but I like to do it anyway. Because I didn't understand what all the letters were in LGBTQ, IA plus. I'm not sure. Yeah. I think IA is as far as I know. I'm sure there's like I don't know.
LGBTQ IA plus is as much as I know. But like seriously, if there's one thing that the community's bad at, it's acronyms. So.
Yeah, for sure. And like I don't know. I like to know all this stuff and understand what all of it means. And I try not to stick my head into conversations because like I feel like I don't have any real perspective on it. I just have other people's perspectives that I've heard. Like it's not one of those things. Like it's the same thing with like abortion and stuff. Like I don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole because it's not my deal at all. I think people should just be able to do whatever they want to do and make themselves happy. And I mean, that's not my place to tell them how they can and can't do that. And I wish more people had that perspective that like if it doesn't affect them, they shouldn't have a say in it. You know.
Yeah. No, I sincerely agree with that.
People should open their eyes and ears for more. Is all. I'm not saying all people are closed-minded, but I'm saying like the ones who feel like they should have a say in things that have nothing to do with them. I feel like they need to open their eyes and ears a bit more, because they wouldn't like it if somebody told them they couldn't do what they wanted to do. Yeah,
it reminds me of like that one BoJack ad. I don't remember what the issue was. It might have been abortion. But it was just like the TV after something about abortion. And it's like we assembled this diverse panel of white men to talk about the subject.
Exactly. Like it feels like a lot of the time that's what happened. I'm very frustrated with a lot of things that happen like that. Like the stuff that's happening in Florida right now really pisses me off. I feel like they turn into political talk rather than human talk.
Oh God, I can't.
It's not a political thing. It's a human rights thing, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's a human rights thing.
I'm tired of hearing people being like, "How do you feel about this political issue?" It's not a political issue. It's a fucking human rights issue, you know.
Yeah.
It's politics and human rights. I know a lot. It's crazy for some people to hear. It's not the same thing.
All humans deserve rights. Period.
Yeah, it's crazy, you know, like. And, like, I know that, like, I've said stuff like ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, stuff like that, but, like, it was never, like, in a place of, like, trying to hold other people out. I just, like, I thought it sounded cool.
Yeah.
But, you know, you do what you can at the end of the day, and you learn and you figure out things and you try to gain perspective on it all. And I think I'm doing a pretty good job so far in my life of figuring that out. Being 17 and learning about a lot of stuff like that, I think that's pretty good.
Considering everything. Like, he's
Jay Wilson's...
Like, not even considering. Just, like, in general, Jay's an awesome person. And it's even more impressive that he's that way in spite of, you know, where he is.
Haha, stupid Hicks. I love, like, it's like the fucking, packing tobacco. That's what that whole fucking motion's about. Like, chewing tobacco. How, like, you have to do that to, like, open up the pack. I learned how to do that freshman year because I thought it was funny to make fun of rednecks.
It's funny.
I wish I could do it with my other hand. I can't. I can just do it with this one, and it's awful for your fingers. But I do it anyway because I think it's funny.
Because what is it?
You have to. You stick your middle and your middle finger and your thumb together, and you let your index finger go as limp as possible and start like whipping it left and right. And then you get that nice sound right there, like that. Yeah. It's really hard. Like, it took me for fucking ever to learn how to do it, to be honest with you.
Ow, that hurt.
For the audio listeners, Ariah is trying and failing miserably to figure it out.
I don't need chewing tobacco. I got fucking marijuana. That's better.
Yeah, I don't chew tobacco either. I just think it's funny. I think it's really interesting people who, like, are able to stay away from like substances like that. Like I think not even like substances like that, but like people who like live without caffeine
Yeah,
and stuff. I think that's really interesting.
it is very interesting.
I think it's really cool that they're able to do that. I could never do it, but I'm kind of addicted. I mean, I drink coffee.
Caffeine isn't
every
that
time
bad unless you like have a condition, right? Like caffeine's
Yeah.
like fine unless you have a condition.
Yeah, it's fine, but like it'd be nice to not have a headache every time I don't have it. You know.
Well, that's from you having too much caffeine.
I don't think. No, it's not. It's from like whenever I don't have caffeine for a minute, like my head like hurts a bit.
Well, yeah,
But,
it's
like,
a withdrawal from having too much. Like
Exactly.
you have too much regularly, and then when you don't have it, you have a negative effect. That's just
Exactly.
a withdrawal from having too much. Like if you have 1 cup of coffee a day, then missing a cup of coffee isn't gonna hurt as much as having 4 cups of coffee a day and then miss a day. You know.
Yeah, but like that's not even why I always get headaches either. It's like it's that, and then like obviously my migraines that happen a lot, which is awful.
Yeah, caffeine's probably not good for you if you get migraines.
Honestly, it's better. It helps you. It helps the pain go away.
Yeah, I
Like-
think
like
that's
you-
by person because I definitely know people who can't do caffeine with migraines.
But Excedrin, it's like a pill that you take. It's actually just straight caffeine, and it helps.
Oh.
It like makes the pain go away.
Interesting. I don't know.
It's not straight caffeine, but there's caffeine in it, and that helps the pain go away really easily. Like for me and my mom, that's how it is, and that's why I drink a lot of caffeine because it helps the pain subside.
That's really interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's why I'm constantly sipping on one of these because whenever I don't have one of these, then it kind of kills me. Because I've been trying to not take too much Excedrin unless it fucking like splits my head open.
Jay, you should probably try to start drinking tea.
I don't fuck with tea.
Yeah.
No, I've never drank tea, but I don't fuck with it because
Why
it
not?
sounds too British. Stupid Britain.
Oh God. It's just so much healthier for you than soda,
Well, yeah, obviously, I was drinking coffee earlier today.
which is also not very healthy for you.
That's not my problem. I only
Look,
drink coffee whenever I hang out with like one person.
I'm gonna make you some good
Like the
tea when
girl
you get
that
up
I went
here.
with. Yeah, sure. But
Make
the
some
girl
good
that I'm with, that I'm with like in a relationship sense, but whenever I'm with her and we're hanging out, every single time we go to a coffee shop, we'll end up in like Starbucks. I went to Starbucks for the first time like a few months back, by the way.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that to me, and I got upset.
Yeah, I think so, probably. To be fair,
Okay.
I did say we could go to Starbucks, but it was also 4 o'clock in the morning whenever I told you we could go to Starbucks.
Mm-hmm.
But I still would have done it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Um,
it's okay. We'll just go to a better Starbucks when we get up here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm in North Carolina. What the fuck are we supposed to do down here, you know?
Yeah,
But,
take you to Starbucks with a pride flag in the lobby.
Yeah, that sounds fire. My favorite thing in the entire world is that, like, every time we walk into a coffee shop, I'm like, hey, just get 2 of whatever you're getting, because I don't know how to order coffee. She gets, like, iced coffees and stuff, and every time that she's gotten one, I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, iced coffee's not that good. Cold brew is much better than iced coffee.
What's the difference?
Iced coffee was brewed hot and then like cooled down with ice. Cold brew was brewed cold. It was never
Well,
hot.
I don't know the difference. I know it's cold and there's ice in it whenever I get
cold
my
brew is
hands
much
on it.
harder to make because you brew hot coffee, it takes a couple minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you ice it. Cold brew, it takes literally 20 hours to brew. Cold.
I'm 90,000% sure that I've got iced coffee then.
Yeah, I mean, well, it doesn't matter. Starbucks sells them both for the same price.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I've never asked. I think she just kind of orders the stuff, and I'm like, "What is this?" And she's like, "Some mocha with." It's like a mocha thing with like white chocolate in it, and I'm like, "Ooh!" And then I drink it, and I like it a lot.
Is it like a latte or is it a coffee?
She said mocha. I don't know how.
Does it have milk in it? What color was it?
It was a lighter color.
It was like a light brown rather than a dark brown.
It wasn't even brown. It was like
Well, it was beige.
yeah, like that's what I
Yeah,
meant.
yeah,
It's like
yeah. Beige is basically brown. It's like
yeah, it's like a very light color.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't know what. I don't know.
You probably got a white mocha latte then. And it was iced.
Yeah, it was iced.
Probably got an iced white mocha latte. Technically, just like an iced white mocha.
I don't know what that means.
Well, I've never had one because white mocha sauce has dairy in it. But they're very popular. Lots of people like them.
But I drink like whatever she gets every time, and like we had like a caramel thing the last time that we hung out that I liked a lot.
Nice.
Which kind
of
like coffee thing? Shops? I don't remember, man.
It's okay. Was it frozen or was it just cold or was it hot?
It was definitely cold every time we get coffee.
But it wasn't frozen.
I don't think it was frozen.
It wasn't blended.
I don't know what the difference. I don't know what the difference is, man.
Well, if it's frozen, you get a straw and there's like whipped cream on top and it's like blended like with ice and stuff. So it's probably just cold.
Every time that I'm not even there whenever she's ordering the coffee. Usually I'm out like we were at a bookstore and there's a Starbucks in the bookstore and I was looking through vinyls while she was ordering coffee.
Is it a Barnes & Noble or?
Yeah, it was a Barnes & Noble.
Barnes & Noble. Technically, that's not really a Starbucks. That's a B&N Cafe, which licenses Starbucks products.
But it had Starbucks on the cup.
Well, yeah, it has Starbucks products, but it's not a Starbucks.
Well, whatever.
Starbucks cards and Starbucks things can't be redeemed there.
I don't know what any of that means, but I was looking through vinyl.
Nice.
I like looking through vinyl. It makes me really happy. I think I've said this before.
One day I want to get a record player.
What? Like I said, we're visiting every fucking record shop in Michigan. Not in Michigan, but...
Made in 2014.
Oh, you son of...
I've got a record player that was made in 2014. Dyed my hair blue. It came out of C6 or degree. I need
to dye my hair again at some point.
On my knees and pretend I scraped them, climbing in the trees.
I haven't dyed my hair in a long time.
I've never dyed my hair before. I've wanted to.
You've really never dyed your hair?
I've never done it. No, I just never had the chance. My parents were against it.
I remember my hair was green for a day. That was really fun because I made everybody think it was going to stay green for a while, but it was only for the day. I remember one time it was like my 14th birthday and the girl that I was dating at the time and my friend, we all three went to the girl I was dating's house. And we had hairspray paint, and we chased each other around. And I had platinum hair at the time, so it like worked the best in my hair. So like by the end of it, I had like pink and like a bunch of other colors mixed in. Yeah. It was great.
I've used that hairspray dye before. That's like temporary.
Yeah, but like I've had like my hair like permanently dyed different colors and stuff. I like temporary dye though. I would
love the temporary hairspray dye makes your hair all dry and gross.
Well, yeah, but like there's temporary dye that doesn't make your hair feel like it's the worst thing in the entire world.
Oh, really? I'd love to try it.
Like there's stuff you can like mix into your hair and stuff.
I want my hair to be hot pink someday.
I think hot pink hair would be dope. I want to dye my hair a bunch of different colors, but it's bad for my hair.
Oh yeah, it's horrible for you. That's why my parents were against it, not because of any like visual thing, just because it's horrible for you.
Mm-hmm. It's horrible for your hair, but like my hair fucking hated me for years. Yeah. Like the secret is like you can get it to where your hair doesn't hate you, but you have to condition it like crazy.
You have to really take care of it, and I'm too lazy for that.
It's like if I'd known that, I would have taken way better care of my hair. My hair looked awful whenever it was dyed. But also I just like I don't think I look good as a blonde.
Not a blonde boy doing what blonde boys do?
I mean, I was a blonde boy doing what blonde boys do. Blonde boys
doing what blonde boys do.
You know? But, and like, everyone, I've had like all types of different hair, man. I think short hair is the best that it looks. I look at old pictures of like whenever my hair was down to here. I like cringe at it. I don't like it. I don't like whenever my hair was like emo cut, and it was brown hair emo cut there for a minute, and it was also white hair emo cut, and then like it was like a weird yellow thing
Jay,
before.
You're just not used to it anymore. I don't think it was bad. Like
I don't. I think everyone's told me that it was bad.
Okay, well, to be in all fairness, I never saw it like close up. But when I did see your hair on camera before, like I thought it looked good, honestly. But I think most of it is just you're no longer used to it. You're used to this, and this looks better for you because that's what you're used to.
I just like this hair. I like that it doesn't get in my eyes too much. I'm ready to get it out of my eyes soon, actually. I like the fact that it makes me feel more like me. I don't know. I don't think I've explained this on a podcast before, but the reason that I had such long hair for so long, it was like a coping mechanism. Because whenever I was really little, my dad, whenever I still was around him, he would never let me grow out my hair. It was like a buzz cut constantly, and it was awful, and I fucking hated every second of it. But then as soon as I got away from him, and as soon as I moved to where I am now, I started growing out my hair, and it was like sometimes I'd have nightmares where he'd be in them, and I'd like in those nightmares I'd have short hair again, and like I'd wake up in a cold sweat and have to run my hand through my hair to remind myself that I was okay. Thankfully though, I haven't had one of those nightmares in years.
That's good. Yeah, I can see that now. Like it kind of, that being a coping mechanism, and now like being able to have short hair is almost like
it's like a release.
Reclaiming it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's like I'd never want a fucking buzz cut again because nobody looks good in a buzz cut. I'm sorry to say it, like fuck you, if not actually fuck you, but like it's just legitimately I don't see anybody like running around rocking a buzz cut,
Nobody looks good in a buzz cut.
But
some people look good bald, but nobody looks good in a buzz cut.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like if Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson wasn't bald and he had a buzz cut, I think I'd die.
Oh God. Yeah, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson looks good bald. He would not look good with a buzz cut.
That's what I'm saying, man. But I'm really glad that I'm to a point in my life where I can actually have short hair and I don't feel like I'm constantly freaking out about it anymore. Yeah. Because I liked that rebel nature of it. I liked running around. I liked people looking at me like I'm crazy. Now I realize I don't have to look a certain way to have people look at me like I'm crazy. I can
now it can be through your actions.
It is through my actions now.
Trademark.
Yeah, exactly. I love running around and being really fucking loud and like making people react to things I say, not on purpose, but like sometimes like I'll just say things and then people like turn heads. I love turning heads and making people like pay attention to me for a second. Oh God, it's fucking Fireball.
Turn heads and I'm stopping traffic, and when I point they look, and when I stop they laugh. I got a pair of eyes that they're getting
But if I'm like this before I'm rich and famous, what's it gonna be like when I am rich and famous?
By my way of walking. I'm dazzled like a stage magician. I don't remember all the lyrics. When I point, they look, and when I talk, they listen well. Everybody needs a friend. Well, I've got you and you and you. I got so many I can't even name them. Can you blame me? I'm too famous. Haven't you noticed that I'm a star coming into view as the world is turning? Haven't you noticed I've made it this far? Now everyone can see me burning. Now everyone can see me burning. Now everyone can see me burning. Okay, anyways, go ahead.
I'm just like, I love the fact that I'm able to turn heads without even like really trying to anymore. Because like I'm loud and I have really big opinions and I don't care what anybody has to think about what I say about certain things. I'm glad I've gotten to that point in my life to where I'm like, it's not that I don't give a fuck, it's that like I don't give a fuck what people have to think about me that I don't care about, Because there's a difference between that. Because sometimes I've gotten to certain points in my life where I just didn't give a fuck at all. Like the reason that I don't like how I looked with long hair was because that was during one of the lowest points in my life, and I also
that makes so much sense.
I stopped caring about how I looked, and that's why my hair got so long, and why I just overall just like got to that point, because I didn't care about anything really. I was just like in a dead spot, and I think it makes a lot of people understand that point of my life a lot better whenever I explain it to them, And I think I kind of became an asshole to certain people in my life without meaning to.
It happens to the best of us, Jay.
Because, like, I just, like, without meaning to, I think it was because I just stopped caring about everything. I just kind of was being an asshole. Like, I wasn't, texting people back. I wasn't caring as much about anything. I was just at a dead spot, and sometimes it happens to the best of us. I'm not at all saying that it's, like, a specific thing to me, but I'm just saying, like, I'm 100% willing to, like, take the fall. Not even the fall, but take responsibility. Yeah, exactly. I love taking that and being able to take that. And, like, knowing that I'm not like that anymore. Like, that's one of my favorite things in the entire world. I don't know. It's weird.
I get you, yeah. For sure. This has been an interesting episode of the podcast, hasn't it?
I mean, yeah, it's been pretty great. I love ranting and just being able to go from topic to topic to
Just,
topic. Because
kind of a flow of a conversation about a variety of things.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's probably going to be mostly, like... I don't know what a good title would be for this. You'll figure it out in post.
Oh, God, I hope so. Get at it tomorrow. Hopefully get it up on time.
The past. Bum, bum,
the past. Bum. The past is the past, and it's best that we keep things the same. So, I don't know. I'm in such a musical mood, I keep thinking of songs.
Yeah, I have this thing where that happens to me, like, all the time. Anytime I say anything, there's always a song lyric behind it. I just don't always say it. I'm really happy, though. I got a really nice car ride out today. And I didn't even play music, which was nice. I just sat there and talked with the person I was riding with, and I like talking to people a lot.
I love it when those conversations go well, yeah.
Like,
most of the time I play music,
then,
but,
Yeah, usually I do put it on in the background when I'm riding with people, but, like, it's like white noise. But I didn't even have that. We just sat there and just had enough to talk about that lasted the whole 2 hours there and the whole 2 hours back.
That's awesome. I love it when that happens. That's so nice.
My favorite thing is, but, like, I love, like, creating flow of conversations so that it continues over and over and over. Like, there's, like, dead spots in the conversation, but that just happens, you know? Like, but it's not, like, an awkward silence. It's like I'm thinking of what to say next silence, you know? I think it's interesting how different cultures think about, like, points of silence. Like, Americans...
Yeah, different cultures and... Well, I mean, I think Americans... Oh, gosh. Culture nowadays, like modern, like I guess even internet culture is its own culture in terms of things like in terms of these kinds of conversations. Because people like nowadays, people a part of the internet culture definitely has a lot less positive a relationship with silence.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because even before like the internet, like I think American culture is a lot less okay with silence than like European culture is and stuff, you know.
Yeah, probably. I don't know much about American culture before the internet.
But I've heard like people I've heard, like seen videos and stuff with like people talking about it, and they're like you know, every time I talk to an American, I feel like I'm being bombarded with like constant things over and over. Whereas whenever I talk to another European, it feels like there can be dead spots, and that's okay.
See, it really depends on who I'm talking to. You know, like generally, I like filling the air. I like talking about things. I like I like filling the silence, right?
Yeah.
But certain people who I'm close with, or certain people who I know don't want to talk all the time, and things like that, then we can have a lot more silence between us. But you know, generally, it really depends on the person. But I do like, as a personal preference, like filling the space, which is probably not the best thing. But I don't know. Silence is hard for me.
I've gotten a lot better at that. I remember there was a point where it felt like I constantly had to have something going and going and going and going. But I think I've gotten a lot healthier with that and stuff. I've gotten to a point where, like, I know when I need to talk a lot and when I don't. Like, sometimes I'll talk to somebody, and they like talking to me because they know I could monologue forever, and they just like zoning out to hearing somebody's voice and stuff like that. Or, like, listening to somebody else talk and just, like, distract them from their own stuff. Because I've always been really good about just, like, constantly having something to say.
You should definitely stream.
You think so?
Yeah. When you get some time.
Yeah, one of these days I'll end up streaming, and like I'm sure I could do pretty good at it because like I think I'd be good about not leaving too much empty air, and like I could leave empty air if I really needed to. I don't know. I guess I'd have to think about it. I'd have to figure out what to stream.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. Because like I mean, I don't know. It's interesting.
We can start with streaming something together, some multiplayer thing, and then
yeah, that's true.
From there, you can from there, like you'll have something set up, and you can stream.
People just like love fucking. I love the fact that like sometimes it doesn't even matter what the streamer is playing. It can just be any streamer. Some people just love watching them for who they are.
There's
like
a couple
that,
of couple streamers I love like that,
but there's like Tina
many.
who was like literally streaming fucking Tetris, and people were paying attention to it. You know.
Yeah.
I think Tina was the one time streaming Tetris. I don't remember exactly who it was. It was some female streamer, and I had never even watched her before, but I love Tetris anyway. So then having her personality on top of it was fucking great. I don't know what my obsession is with Tetris in general. I just like my freshman year.
Have you seen the Tetris World Championships?
Of course I have. I've watched all of them. I love them.
Good.
Fucking Joseph is a fucking god.
Yeah. Teo made me watch some of those.
Joseph, green tea's amazing. The fucking I love the fucking Tetris World Championships.
Yeah. There are exactly 2 streamers that I will watch regardless of what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And sadly, one of them is on a break, an indefinite break. Thalian.
Yeah, I don't think I have any streamers that I could just sit there for hours just
I will watch
them do whatever.
no matter what Thalian streams, and I will watch no matter what Josh Busker streams. I love Josh Busker.
I don't know who that is.
Go check him out if you've never heard of him. People who are watching this podcast. He is famous for the 64 Things Wrong With series, which he's one of his most popular series was 64 Things Wrong With Ocarina of Time, which he released on April Fool's Day, like 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
And then it became a series where it was like a CinemaSins-esque thing, just like these like ridiculous and stupid nitpicks about like every part. It was like a Let's Play, but a CinemaSins style Let's Play, and it's great. It's a great format, but some of his early stuff hasn't aged the best, but he's talked about it, and he's a fantastic person. He is a part of the LGBT community, super supportive of everybody. Just an overall great guy, and he's still doing some content. He took several long breaks, tried to rebrand a few times. Now streams occasionally, and has recently resumed the 64 Things Wrong With series, and has started 64 Things Wrong With Breath of the Wild, which is fantastic. And I just love him. He used to play randomizers all the time on stream, which I used to watch all the time. And he recently did a subathon, which was fun. It lasted like 12-ish hours.
I love it.
Which is pretty cool. I was a part of it for the entire time. I was there for the whole time. It was great. Got to donate a little bit, not too much because I didn't have much money, but I donated a little bit.
Dude, I'm excited. I don't know. I'm excited for whenever I start actually like. I'd have to set up like the whole thing, like the fucking layout of the stream. I don't know how to do that stuff. I'd have to look at a lot of it up. Yeah.
I can help you with any of it too.
But I'd love to do like stuff like Ludwig does. Like I don't want to copy Ludwig, but I like his style where he streams and does his recordings in his streams.
Yeah, it streams awesome. And records it and then edits it down, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like I love that idea because I feel like without meaning to, a lot of the things that like I can say, the interactions I have with people can be really interesting, and then like having that whole recording there would be nice to like cut it up into a video. Like he tells stories on stream and like cuts them up to where they're really interesting to watch.
Yeah, and programs like OBS will let you stream and record at the same time.
That's what I'm saying.
But even if you don't want to do that, like you can have Twitch save your VODs and then download them from Twitch.
That's what I'm saying. Like I love that idea. I love the idea of doing all that. So one of these days I'll have to set up a fucking Twitch stream or something.
I'll help you with it. I'll help you with it. Just message me at some point and I'll hop in a call with you and help you set it up.
The world
as an official professional Twitch streamer who has made money doing Twitch streaming because I am an affiliate.
The world needs Jay Wilson to stream.
Agreed. Are you just gonna go with Jay Wilson on Twitch, or are you gonna come up with a name, or?
The issue is right now with branding for me is figuring out a name. So I think Jay Wilson may be what it comes down to. I've played around with the name Erratic a lot lately, or like Erratic something, because like I think erratic's the best way to describe me just generally. I think that's a word that I don't think enough people use. Erratic's
screen names. Yeah.
I don't know.
Screen names are weird because like
definitely
they're dumb. Like 99% of screen names sound dumb until you associate them like properly, and then you're like, yeah, it's fine, it's normal. Like you got fucking YouTubers like you remember Ant Venom?
Yeah, I love Ant Venom so much.
Like the name Ant Venom, right? It
makes
dumb.
no sense. Yeah.
It's stupid.
It's like Jacksepticeye sounds fucking stupid without any fucking
Jacksepticeye, right?
context.
Even Markiplier. Like, Markiplier is one of the more creative ones, but still. PewDiePie sounds so stupid.
Dude,
Mr. Beast is like the most childish name ever.
I love it. But like I've debated, I've kicked around ideas like that. I just like, I'm not sure if that's actually gonna work.
Yeah. I mean, you could always just go with Jay Wilson. Like,
that's what I'm saying. It's probably gonna come down to Jay Wilson. I think that's what's holding me back the most right now is having a name and like a logo to run with.
There are approximately 0 people online who use the name Jay Wilson, so like you're fine.
Approximately.
Yeah, you give or take.
Give or take a few.
Could you just get the name Jay Wilson on Twitch or no?
I think I had to use Jay Wilson 3711 on Twitch. To be honest with you, I don't pay attention to it. Oh yeah,
there's a few Jay Wilsons. Never mind.
Yeah. There definitely are people. It's just nobody like crazy famous like I'm gonna be is gonna be Jay Wilson,
Of course, yeah.
But like I'm not sure what it is about the numbers 371 and like 3711, but they followed me since I started fucking making accounts on stuff. It's weird. Because my first email was actually it was Hodges Jeremy 37. And 37 was the first number and I was like, interesting. What if I add a 1 to that? And like a lot of stuff that I do now has like the 371 at the back of it. Like if I need a random number. Plus it just sounds really good. Like 3711, I'm not sure what it is about those like consecutive numbers together, but they sound like really like good in my mind together for some reason. Like 3711, I don't know.
You're just used to the numbers.
But yeah, exactly. It's just like it's one of my favorite. I think 371 and 300711 are my favorite numbers, and like they're the most random.
You really need to get Discord Nitro and then change your tag to 3711.
It was whenever I had Nitro. But I need to get my hands on a bank account, which is gonna happen soon, which is really cool.
Yeah. If you can get that to happen soon, then great. If like it's a barrier and you can't, Cash App is a great way to go. Honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't even have to be 18 for Cash App.
Yeah, I'm going to turn 18 here in less than a month, which is scary. I'm going to be getting my full license, and I'm going to be getting a bank account. I'm going to set up a bunch of stuff. I'll have to ask my mom for like.
But not your full license, right? Do you guys have a difference between licenses for people under 21 and over 21?
We have one that's different between 18 and not 18. I don't think there's one for under 21 and over 21. Okay.
In Michigan, we have a vertical license until we're 21, and then it's horizontal at 21.
Interesting.
Yeah, like if you're under 21 but 18 or above, then you have your full license. It's got no restrictions. It's a full license, but it's vertical to show that you're not 21 yet. But then when you turn 21,
stuff like
you
that.
get the horizontal one.
Dude, my fucking license picture is the worst thing that's ever existed.
God. So is mine.
Mine's a vertical one, but I think most people's license, I think everybody's down here is. But dude, really? I don't know if you can see that. It's really, I probably can't see it. It's awful. It's so me with long hair.
Gosh.
I hate everything about it.
I'm not sure where my wallet is, but
I'm gonna have to get it retaken. Everyone says I look like the biggest fucking stoner ever in that picture.
I'm pretty sure. I sincerely thought horizontal licenses was the norm.
I don't know. I've always gotten all the people. I've checked a lot of IDs, and I've gotten I've gotten a lot of vertical ones, and they've been like the right age.
Has there been horizontal ones or no?
I can't remember. It's been so long since I've checked an ID. Makes me feel fucking old. Oh Lord.
Interesting. Shit, yeah, I have no idea.
I have literally no idea. About what?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty good for an episode, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to leave off. There isn't really like an overarching theme here, or anything crazy.
I'll have to figure it out. I'm gonna spend tomorrow editing and get it up, hopefully.
Don't forget about the Patreon people.
Oh yeah, this is for the Patreon people. So anyways, with that being said, before we head out to the outro, thank you guys so much for watching, and especially thank you to Kazam.
For a branding, like, advertisement, I think doing the Patreon stuff at the beginning of the episodes could be helpful.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. You're right. We should do that in the future.
I was just thinking about it because every other podcast does that, and I think it gets them more people subscribing and stuff like that. Because not everybody stays the whole episode through.
Yeah, you're right. But in any case, thank you so much for Exam for being our patron and pledging on our early bird tier to watch these episodes 1 week before they come out. And if any of you would like to join him and would like to get these episodes 1 week before they come out, or just generally would like to get thanked at the end of these episodes, our Patreon is available. It's patreon.com/Ariah Jay, ARIAH JAY. It's all on our bio link, which is kind of like a Linktree site, bio.link/Ariah and Jay, ARIAHANDJAY. Jay's going to use the Twitter again, apparently, which is going to be cool. I might use the TikTok again at some point, but I really need to figure out what I'm going to do with it.
We already said once we get what was it? It was like 10 patrons or something. Patrons. I was gonna like floss for TikTok, which is at awful.
10 patrons. Jay's gonna floss for TikTok. It's gonna be great.
I hate everything about that.
So that's another motive to go and do that. But in any case, if you would like to donate to Patreon, that'd be great. Otherwise, don't worry about it. We don't expect you to. If you just listen to the stuff and you're listening to this right now, and you've listened to the whole episode. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it more than you know, and you don't have to subscribe to Patreon. However, of course, if you want to, we would greatly appreciate it.
That's what I'm saying.
It's all up to what you want to do. If you want to support us monetarily, if you want to support us just by watching the stuff, anything is amazing. Anything, I am very appreciative, and so is Jay. So, that's an option for anybody who cares. Other than that, we'll see you guys in the next podcast episode next Monday, and head over to our main channel. On YouTube, if you would like to see some of our gameplay videos and some of the other stuff we do over there. And in any case, anything else we have to say? Or
bye, people.
Rate this 5 stars.
Rate 5 stars on all platforms. Please give us reviews on Apple Podcasts. We'll figure out how to do it at some point, please.
Probably, yeah. All right, love you all. See you guys in the next video, next podcast, next Peace. Anything. I don't know. Bye.